Will Black Widow's long-forgotten dark secret end up being the thing that destroys this newest incarnation of the Avengers? Can anyone be trusted when clones are about? Well, let's hop into the pages of New Avengers issue number 7 and find out the answer to this question together, shall we? So then, once again, the New Avengers is a series that loves to play around with time. We actually begin 2 days before the Osaka incident from the end of the previous issue. It's here we check on in and see whatever became of the clone of Black Panther, and honestly, I feel pretty stupid for not clocking this right away, but 7 issues in and this guy was never actually given an official code name. Well, in this issue he gets one, it's just the last name you might suspect. You see, he starts calling himself Luke Charles, which is actually a reference to an older T'Challa, identity that he used back when he was touring the States. You see, unlike the other members of the Killuminati, Luke Charles isn't actually interested in world domination or settling old scores. He just wants to be able to indulge in the kind of non-stop hedonism he was denied all those years in the cloning tube. It's because of that he's pretending to be King T'Challa living in the States, and using his stolen valor to hunt and kill young women he brings back to his apartment. Yikes, how is it the guy with the least supervillainous aspirations is still somehow one of the most evil of all of these clones? Late one night, Luke Charles ends up getting visited by Iron Apex, who says that he now finally understands the truth about the Killuminati's birth, not only who their creator is, but also the reason they were all cloned in the first place and the mission that they are still expected to complete. More on this in a minute though. From there we transition on over to Winter Soldier, who has decided to take a meeting with none other than Reed Richards' Mr. Fantastic himself. Bucky, you'll of course remember, has become quite suspicious of the true motivations of Black Widow, who is not only his teammate but also his girlfriend. Naturally, Bucky doesn't want to tip his hand to Mr. Fantastic about what's really going on right now, and as such he tricks him into analyzing a piece of hair, saying that he is looking for traces of Terrigen Mist, knowing full well that if Reed runs the hair he'll find out one way or another if it belongs to a clone or not. Now, because Black Widow is a spy, Winter Soldier had to get smart. He brought Laura X-23 along with him to help cover his tracks and offer up some plausible deniability if asked later, which he is. Of course, Laura is far from dumb though, and eventually Bucky is forced to spill the beans to her about what's going on right now, how he saw a video of Black Widow working with the Jackal. And 100% confirming what I said a couple videos back, Winter Soldier now fears that Black Widow might very well be a clone sleeper agent, and that the only way they're going to know for sure is if they're able to get the results back from this hair test. This also means that Bucky has to play coy while around Natasha as not to welcome any extra suspicion. That being said though, Black Widow got a Black Widow and she already followed Bucky to New York, though it's left open-ended what exactly she knows and what she doesn't know. Now, back with Iron Apex and Luke Charles, Apex continues to open up about what he discovered regarding the Killuminati's own origins. For starters, that computer silhouette that he met in the previous issue, yeah, that isn't actually the real creator, just a computer program left behind by the mysterious creator, one that malfunctions, conveniently enough as to never actually give away the name of the big boss, hence known by the code name the Shadow Boss. Whoever this guy is, he's got to be incredibly powerful and well connected. Just cloning all the members of the Killuminati would have been impressive enough, but also gathering enough cosmic rays, Terrigen, and vibranium to give them their amazing powers, now that is a feat. Luke Charles says he doesn't care who their mysterious creator is or what he wants from them, he just wants to live free and do what he's been doing. Iron Apex agrees, he doesn't want to be anyone's slave either, only here's the problem: when he lashed out at the Shadow Boss's computer program, he learned the horrible truth. That being, the Killuminati clones were built with a special biological failsafe inside them. A special trigger that actively breaks down their body and forces it to decay if they don't do the Shadow Boss's bidding. And I mean, hey, you get what you pay for, right? And this guy spared no expense. It's for all those reasons we saw Luke Charles go out of his way to reinforce Guru Strange when Bucky and the others had cornered him at the end of the last issue. If they want to keep living, they gotta get the band back together and do whatever the hell it is the Shadow Boss has intended for them. Hell, to make sure the mission goes swimmingly too, they even went went out of their way to grow their ranks, including the clone of Medusa, aka Rapunzel, and Lord British for Captain Britain, who does more than put up a good fight against the rest of the team. Though if you're an eagle-eyed reader, you probably already noticed that a couple of heavy hitters from the new Avengers team are already missing. That's because the fight and the assault on Guru Strange's base was itself part of a much bigger smokescreen. Natasha is waiting in the wings with a sniper rifle that shoots a special tracer onto Guru Strange. Clea, of course, wants this guy dead, and it takes every fiber of her being to stay her hand for the mission. Then there's Namor pulling up the rear as the cavalry, showing up with a massive kraken to attack Guru Strange's inner sanctum. This turns the tide of battle and forces the bad guys to flee, which is exactly what the heroes had in mind. Now they can follow them wherever they go and hopefully take them all out in one fell swoop. Only here's the problem, it's not just the new Avengers who are thinking tactically either. The Killuminati has gotten together and also put a tracker on Laura, meaning that the real war between these super teams has only just begun, as there are now officially wheels within wheels now in motion. If nothing else though, there is some silver lining to these dark clouds. Reed gets back to Bucky and reveals that the hair 100% belongs to the real Natasha, meaning that he hasn't been dealing with a clone this whole time. Of course, this begs about 100 different questions, and that is, if it is the real Natasha, when did she come back? And if there is a clone, what's stopping her from striking at any moment, like, oh, I don't know, right now maybe, as the comic comes to a close? And so that was New Avengers issue number 7, everybody, and I'm happy to say this series actually does get better and better as time goes on, something that I haven't said about a lot of team books recently. I'm really enjoying how this book plays with time and events, how we keep moving forward and backward each new scene, peeling back a new layer, adding a new story complication, a new motive, and it's all just a ton of fun. I was on the edge of my seat when this one started, and I stayed there until the very end. I appreciate that the actual members of the Killuminati are slowly but surely starting to get their own characters fleshed out. Clea has a really good monologue in this one where she says what she hates the most about the clone of her husband isn't just the fact that he is this sick and twisted, crack-mirrored version of Doctor Strange, but also that without even trying, he ends up embodying some of the worst aspects of a good man, a fact of which extends to all the other members of the team as well. Case in point, Iron Apex is evil and self-serving, and yet try though he might, he still ends up being the leader, tying this whole team together, much like Tony often does. And overall, I think I'd feel comfortable giving this one an 8 out of 10. It really feels like this series is cooking with gas and could potentially go anywhere from here. I know I'm excited, and can't wait for the next installment. Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest. That's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow, and help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye bye.